Regarding Pope Francis, his remark on that, there's, I suppose, two things to keep note. Pope Francis seems to not have a very high Mariology personally, based off of other comments he's made regarding other Marian stuff. And it is a opinion of his. He's not making any sort of authoritative declaration there. So I haven't looked into that specifically, but my guess is that the qualm of his might be grounded in how some theologians think co-redemptrix is too strong of a word. There are some that are proponents of con-redemptrix. That's not something that I've looked into about the, I guess, like the debates over the terms. However, the concept that Mary participates in salvation is something that is found throughout the tradition. You find cases of it in the early church fathers all the way up until now. And most of the Marian mystic theologians and stuff affirm this very strongly. Another thing that is worth noting, though, in the history of the Immaculate Conception, there were a number of popes who were for and against it throughout the history of the church, but none of them made any sort of authoritative declaration on it until it had sort of sufficiently developed as being the generally accepted thing. In fact, before the Immaculate Conception was defined, the Pope at the time, he sent out a letter to all the bishops of the world saying, hey, do you guys think we should define it? There's a lot of people petitioning us to define it. He told the bishops, what is your opinion? What is the opinion of the priests in your area? And what is the opinion of the laity? Do they want it defined? And the overwhelming response from all around the world was yes. The bishops, the priests, and the laity from around the world had a very strong yes, let's define it. Because by then, it had already become gradually accepted over time, and it had become already a feast day, even though it wasn't, dogmatically defined. It was part of devotional prayers, and it was something that there was theological defense for, and people had come to venerate it and celebrate it. Likewise, co-redemptrix is something that is still slowly sort of gaining its, I suppose, traction within the church. But the fact that Mary has a participatory role as the new Eve is not itself disputed. Disputes on Marian titles, from my memory of the cases I have seen disputes, almost all of them are people concerned that the language is too strong or inaccurate in some way. However, I would also mention John Paul II, who is a great Marian, he affirmed very strongly the sort of co-redemptrix role of Mary. Yeah, I suppose that's not much of a positive answer. It's just sort of qualifiers on the opinion of Francis regarding that.